Hello, everybody, and welcome back to cricket.com right here on our YouTube channel. I'm Naledi Apan, and of course, I am with Etameka Dube. It is the most exciting part of the tournament where the teams have been, battling it out for the top four spot. And now that the semi-final spot have been decided, and of course, we've got the first semi-final that will be taking place, and that's between India as well as New Zealand, with the second semi-final between South Africa and Australia. Now we are just going to be predicting, who will be going to the final and who might eventually just clinch that title. There is a lot that has happened, especially in the group stages, where India has beaten New Zealand, so New Zealand will obviously just want to avenge themselves in the semi-final and just take that trophy from the hands of India, because as it stands, it seems like India are the favorites to win it. On the other side, South Africa and Australia are definitely going to be an interesting one, especially with what we've seen Glenn Maxwell do in the last match against Afghanistan. This will just be a match to also just look forward to. And South Africa will just want to be, getting themselves out of the shackles of being called chokers, in the semi-finals. So they would also just want to clinch this one and make sure that they see themselves in the final. So I think it's really just going to be interesting, how these teams are going to be playing, and especially the first semi-final, because we see India beating New Zealand in that match in the group stages, and now New Zealand have so much to play for, and you've got Rashid Ravidra as well, who will just want to make his presence felt in that squad. But what do you think will happen in the two semi-finals of this tournament this time around?
This time around, I would say it's going to be a tough one, in the sense that both teams have been given a second chance. For example, for New Zealand, would be their second time again facing India. So they would definitely want to redeem themselves from that loss, where it was a nearby of just 4 wickets, really. And they would just want to say, okay, guys, last game, group stages, it was chilled. We don't know what to expect right now. And India is just going to have their game plan. So they will just have to tighten up their ropes and then just try to play their best, both sides. Because I know India, one for sure, they would just want to break more records, and they're in that momentum of breaking records. So this would be really an interesting time for them to do so.
I mean, also that game between South Africa and Australia, South Africa won in the group stages against Australia.
Yeah.
So it seems like there is a lot of scores to be settled, in this, in that semi-final, because in the group stages, South Africa won by 134 runs. So that's a whole whooping score. So coming into this match, South Africa, they want to bring to play, the likes of Quinton de Kock, and they will hopefully just want to bat first. Quinton de Kock also has, records to chase alongside Virat Kohli. It seems to be very tight at the top of, players with the highest runs in this World Cup. So there is a lot at stake, not only for the teams, but also for personal milestones. So it's definitely going to be an interesting match. And if we were to make predictions, I think but for the first semi-final, I really think that India will just, beat New Zealand again, but I don't think they're going to be making it any easier at all for New Zealand. And for the second semi-final, South Africa won the first one, so definitely Australia will want to come into this one guns blazing to just make sure that they win that one. But I think South Africa will emerge victorious in this one. Then the final, I think it will be SA versus India. That's my prediction. How about you?
As for me, the India game, it seems to be like a pretty obvious one, where India will just take the win and go home with it, unless they prove us wrong and be like, you know what, guys, we're tired to let New Zealand go for this one. But for the SA Australia, that one is a bit tricky for me, in the sense that yes, SA won against Australia, in the sense that they opted to bat first.
Yeah.
But now, considering Australia knows their weaknesses, and Australia can chase and they can set the scores as well. But for SA now, since everyone now knows that loophole, and if it comes back again to bite them, 1 minute, in the sense that SA they're told to chase, then the rumors of them being the chokers will come back again, because that's the stage again.
Yeah.
They'll just put themselves under pressure, and that one is going to be tricky, in the sense that yes, I might favor them to go for the finals, but I kind of feel like Australia unless they prove us wrong and be like, guys, we got this, we got you. So for me to be a decider in terms of who will be batting first.
Well, there you have it. It's certainly going to be an interesting, thrilling, exciting,
Yeah.
and I think games to look forward to. In the first semi-final, India up against New Zealand, as well as the second semi-final that is between Australia and South Africa. She's predicting an Australia and India final, and I have predicted a South Africa versus India final. And we would love to hear from you. Who do you think will be in the semi-final? Well, first of all, tell us who's winning the semi-finals and who do you think will finally eventually clinch the title of the ICC Cricket Men's World Cup 2023. Thank you.